Hey guys, Mr. Jalapeno here with another DIY. Now in today's project, we're going to be addressing these two little holes behind the front door here. Door stop at the bottom was not installed correctly, that's why the door slammed into the wall, but no worries, I'm going to show you how to repair it. Luckily, these holes are not too big, so I'm just going to try to keep the repair as small as I can. So first thing you got to do is lay down some plastic, that way you don't make a mess. Then get your utility blade and cut off any of the loose drywall that's there. This is just going to help the hot mud adhere better once I apply it. Usually when the holes are this small, you don't necessarily need to apply any mesh tape or anything. If the holes were a little bit bigger, I would address it differently, but in this case, I'm just going to show you how to do these small repairs here. So next, go ahead and grab some Easy Sand 5 or hot mud, whatever you want to call it. You can also just use regular joint compound or even spackle, but that stuff takes forever to dry compared to this Easy Sand 5. As you can see, I'm just using my 6-inch to fill in that hole. Just make sure you don't go too big with the mud, especially if you have texture on your walls. You don't want to texture too much. Let the first coat dry for about 10 minutes and then go ahead and apply the second coat. I always like to apply 2 thin coats of hot mud because the first coat sometimes shrinks and then the second coat just kind of finishes it off. That way it's nice and smooth. Once that dries, go ahead and grab a wet rag and clean around the patch. Remember, we're trying to keep these super small. Next, I'm going to be using one of my favorite tools that I have is this Homax texture pump. You can also just use the jalapeno flicker on this step, but I like the pump because it's a little bit more consistent. So once you shoot the texture, let it set for about 5 minutes before you knock it down. It does come with that little knockdown tool as well. If you want to get that little pump, you could get it on my Amazon storefront. They are affiliate links, so I do benefit monetarily if you're kind enough to use them. But anyways, once it's dry, go ahead and wipe off the overspray around the patch, and next, it's time to paint. If you got any value from this video, don't forget to follow and subscribe for more content like this. Also, whenever you're painting, don't forget to feather out the paint, kind of like what I'm doing here. That way it blends in a little bit better. Obviously, the paint has to match as well, but as you can see, look, it kind of goes on a little light and then it darkens after a while. So what do you think of this repair? Let me know in the comments. Jalapeno Solutions. Boom!